Your hand, your desk, and the air in between them, they all look completely different, but when you zoom in far enough, they're all just made of the same thing, atoms. Atoms are the fundamental building blocks of all matter, and understanding their structure helps to unlock the secrets of all of chemistry. Welcome to Sciesmic. Today we're going inside the atom, exploring the 3 subatomic particles that determine everything about an element and how they're arranged. So let's zoom in. Before we go inside, let's appreciate just how unbelievably small atoms are. A single human hair is about 1 million atoms wide. If an atom were the size of a football stadium, its nucleus would be a marble sitting at the center. This means atoms are mostly empty space. The nucleus, containing almost all the atom's mass, takes up only about 1/1,000,000th of the atom's total volume. Everything that you see and touch is almost entirely empty space filled by electrons moving at incredible speeds. Now, despite being mostly empty, the arrangement of particles inside atoms determines every property of every substance. Color, hardness, reactivity, and conductivity. All of it comes down to these 3 tiny particles. At the very center of every atom is the nucleus, a dense, positively charged core containing 2 of our 3 subatomic particles. First up, protons. Protons carry a positive electrical charge. The number of protons in an atom's nucleus is called the atomic number, and it defines exactly which element an atom is. 1 proton? That's hydrogen. Always and only hydrogen. 6 protons? Well, that's carbon, no matter what else is different. 79 protons? You got gold. The proton count is the atom's identity. On the other hand, neutrons carry no electrical charge. They're electrically neutral, which is exactly where they get their name. Neutrons, neutral, right? Scientists, they have some fancy naming. Now, neutrons sit alongside protons in the nucleus, adding mass and helping hold the nucleus together. Most atoms have roughly equal numbers of protons and neutrons, though this does vary. Both protons and neutrons are relatively massive particles, about 1 atomic mass unit each. Together, they account for almost all of the atom's mass. The nucleus is the atom's heavyweight core. Finally, we have our third particle, and it's called the electron. And electrons are where chemistry really happens. Electrons carry a negative electrical charge and orbit the nucleus at specific distances called electron shells or energy levels. Each shell can only hold a certain number of electrons. The first shell, closest to the nucleus, holds a maximum of 2 electrons. The second shell jumps up to 8. And the third shell also holds up to 8 at a middle school level. Now, electrons always fill the innermost shells first before moving outward. Carbon has 6 electrons in total. 2 fill the first shell, leaving 4 in the second shell. Sodium has 11 electrons, 2 in the first shell, 8 in the second, and 1 in the third. That single outermost electron makes sodium incredibly reactive. It desperately wants to give it away because atoms want to be neutral. Electrons are dramatically lighter than protons and neutrons, almost 2,000 times lighter. They're so light they barely contribute to an atom's mass. But their arrangement in shells determines everything about how atoms bond and react. The outermost electrons, called valence electrons, control chemistry. So 2 numbers describe every atom, the atomic number and the mass number. The atomic number equals the number of protons. It never changes for a given element. It's the element's identity. You can't take it away or change it. Carbon is always going to have 6 protons and always have an atomic number of 6. The mass number equals protons plus neutrons. Carbon's most common form has 6 protons and 6 neutrons, giving a mass number of 12, written as carbon-12. In a neutral atom, an atom has no overall charge. The number of electrons always equals the number of protons. It's like it's balanced. 6 protons means 6 electrons, perfectly balancing positive and negative charges. Atom is electrically neutral. But here's where it gets interesting. Atoms of the same element can have different numbers of neutrons. These variations are what we call isotopes. Carbon-12 has 6 protons and 6 neutrons. We know that this one is balanced. But carbon-14 has 6 protons and 8 neutrons. Both are still carbon, right? The same atomic number, the same number of electrons, the same chemical behavior. The extra neutrons are what are changing the mass, but not the element's identity. But why all of that change? Well, carbon-14 is radioactive. It slowly breaks down over time at a known rate. Scientists can use this to date ancient artifacts and fossils through radiocarbon dating. The amount of carbon-14 remaining tells scientists exactly how old an object is. Remember, it's the same element, but a different neutron count, which means that it's enormously scientifically useful, right? There's a lot that we can do with that. Isotopes are written with the mass number after the element name or as a superscript before the symbol. So for example, carbon 12 would be 12C. Carbon 14 would be 14C. The atomic number is constant, and only the mass number changes between the isotopes. We said neutral atoms have equal protons and electrons, and they're perfectly balanced charge-wise. But atoms can gain or lose electrons, creating charged particles called ions. When sodium loses that single outermost electron, it now has 11 protons, but only 10 electrons, more positive charges than negative. Atom becomes a positive ion written as Na+. Losing electrons creates positive ions that we call cations. Now let's switch gears. Chlorine has 7 valence electrons and desperately wants one more to complete its outer shell. We call this the octet rule, the goal of getting to 8. When it gains an electron, it has 17 protons, but 18 electrons, more negative charges than positive. This creates a negative ion called an anion. When sodium gives its electron to chlorine, both become stable ions that attract one another. This ionic bond between sodium and chlorine forms what we call sodium chloride, which you might know as table salt. Atomic structure directly explains why everyday substances form and behave the way that they do. Every atom is built from 3 subatomic particles, protons and neutrons packed in the nucleus, electrons orbiting in shells. Protons define the element, their count is the same as the atomic number. Protons plus neutrons give the mass number, and electrons in neutral atoms equal the protons, and their shell arrangement determines their chemical behavior. Isotopes are the same element with different neutron counts. Ions form when atoms gain or lose electrons, creating charged particles that drive chemical bonding. From table salt to radiocarbon dating, atomic structure explains everything. Understanding atomic structure is the foundation of all chemistry. It directly explains the periodic table, chemical bonds, and every reaction in the universe. You now understand the invisible architecture between all of matter. Now don't forget to subscribe for more science videos, and let us know what blows your mind most about atomic structures. Thanks for going inside the atom with Sciesmic. Want to explore more about atomic theory and chemistry? Visit sciesmic.com, where every student can learn, grow, and achieve.